Hello guys, my name is Michael and today we are going to proceed with our GTK radio button, and we are going to talk about something new. Today we are going to talk about properties, and of course the GTK function will be used like we already know. So let's see what the manual said. GTK radio button. Let's go to object. Yes, now it's very important. Object here. I see this thing. We need to talk again, as I already mentioned in the last tutorial. GTK radio button there is from GTK button, GTK check button, GTK check button there is also from GTK toggle button, and GTK toggle button there is from GTK button, and so on. So basically this means almost every property and signal which you find here you can apply to this one because there is from them. To see if that is true and to see if how it's working, we are going now up here, and we are going to check the property, and the property here is the GTK radio button group. Okay, so that being said, sets a new group for a radio button. So let's see how this one works. I will copy it. I'll go to our program. I clean up a little bit our program, so at this point looks like this, where we have these two buttons. You see they are linked together because the second one it is linked with the first one. So I will going to drop here this one. So basically I'm passing null, so that those two buttons, they are not, you see, they are not linked together. And because of that, after we create the button, we are going to set object set our new radio button, and we will say to our new radio button set the group of the radio button, and of course we need to end it with null. Let me clean it a little bit to be much cleaner. Okay, I will run the program now, and as you can see it works fine. So basically the way how you set the group, that's your decision. So this means it is very important how you decide. Now I will drop the widget part. So basically we are calling now the GTK radio button new with mnemonic, which means, as you can see, it works fine. This means we are creating the same two buttons two times. So this one has its own group, and this one it should have its own group. But once that we were calling the GObject set on the new radio button with the group property, basically we said that the radio button should be its group put in new radio, so that new radio button belongs now to the radio button, the first one. Okay, so that being said, this is about properties. As you can see, there is only one property, but like we already learned in the object hierarchy, let me go back up here. You see, let's check all these things. So I will go into open the check button. Let's see which property we can use. And as you remember, we have two. Both of them are deprecated, so we won't use it because there's nothing here to be used. Okay, now let's go up to toggle button. Let's see what do we have here. Properties, and says that we have three. So it means, okay, let's take the active. I will put it here, and then I will say false. Once that it is set to false. This is basically the same like when you set it with a setter, as you can see, or at least it should be here. Why is not? Let me check this again. Let me check it again. Radio button. Okay, I said that the new radio button should be. Let me move this part here because we are talking about properties. So I said object set. We are putting in new radio, the group radio, and the active we set it to false. Okay, sorry, it is true. We said to false, so this means basically it is like default one. That means being false, it is this one selected and not this one. But setting it to true, basically we are saying now that this one, you see, this one should be the default one and not this one. Okay, that was my mistake. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so this is the active. Now let's move on to the other tool, the draw indicator, which is a very important property. I will show you in a moment why. Let's set it to true to see what happens. You see something here? No, you don't. Let me set it to false. You see this? Basically, we've changed the way how our radio button looks like. We just created now a radio button which looks like a toggle button when it's clicked. When you see, when I click it, looks the same how a toggle button looks like. So basically we change the look of this button. Of course, if we do the same thing up here to the radio button 1, let me drop this part here. Active also, we are not interested now in this part, and of course we can set it in one line. Then you will see something. Now watch. You see how the radio button looks like now? Yes, so this is basically what draw indicator does. So basically change the way how our radio button looks like. Okay, I will set back to true, and now let's see. This is a very good thing. Now you remember we are talking about this inconsistent, which is a function also. It is a setter and a getter, you see. And I was telling you in the last tutorial when we were working with GTK toggle button that there is another option for you. There is not only active or not, or preset or not. There is also a between state. A between state means, like you already noticed, it is a state which is between pressed and released. It is hard, and it was hard to mention and to see this difference here, but now is the time for you to see to have a better understanding. So let me show you something. This is very important. Watch. So we said that inconstant is we set it to true, okay, so that we can see the difference. You see here, watch, when the let me set it back to false so that I can explain you better. Now watch. You see, when the radio button is not clicked, it is only this circular button here, and it's empty. And when it's clicked, like here, up here, it is that circular button with the dot inside. So basically this is how a radio button looks like. Now when we are setting to false, to true, so when saying that inconsistent should be true, this time you will see something new. You see? Watch. You see this? You see this like a minus, like this line? So basically this means that this button at this moment behaves like a between state. So this means it's not processed, it's not released. So this is what the inconsistent property does. You see up here it looks the same like before, but down here we have only the dot when we select the button, and when we deselect it by selecting the other one, we don't have an empty or an unselected button. We have a between state button, you see, because we have this line here. So this is basically what inconsistent does. So I want to explain you, because this is very important to know when you are working with toggle buttons or button which they are derived from GTK button. Now we are moving up here to our GTK button and see here its properties. There are a lot of them. I know. Let's take the label. What this means, I think you already know. It will set a label to our button. What this means you will see in a moment. And here I will pass the label, and then here where we set another button, we're going to make some change. GTK widget, GTK widget label, and then we'll say GTK label new, and our string, it will be this one. So here we are going to pass null. So this means at the moment when we are creating this button here, you see it's dead, has null and null, nothing. But we are not going to let it like this. We are setting the label of the property, the label property of the new radio button to this label. So basically I use the label property and then I pass the label here, and now should behave the same like we were creating in the first place, and it's not. Now let's see why. Where's the mistake? It should work. GTK label new, label, I think label text. Now I'm GTK widget label. So I was creating this program and it doesn't want to behave the way we want to. So probably because I set this to null. You see? Let's say something here. Radio. Let me check something. Radio. I mean, it should work. I was sure that it's working. It's still not working. Strange. I will have to check why it's not working, because basically it should work. I mean, we had a button, we created this button with the help of this function. So I just not understand why it's not working. Maybe because do I need its child? Maybe. Strange. Yes. Okay. I'm also surprised. Okay. So that being said, we cannot, or we should not try to apply a label directly using the label property. Like here, we should use the child property, which is not here. So why it's not working, I'm not sure. But anyway, the button has a child, and its child, it's a label, so we are setting its child through the child label and not through label. Okay, so basically maybe it should work, or maybe I'm doing it in the wrong way or something. If you notice something, or you know a better thing or something like this, just let me know, to be sure that I also understand what the story with these properties, because I was sure that the label should work. I mean, if not, okay, relief, it is sure that it will be not the way maybe you are expecting. This means if we take now these three, let's say we have normal and none, and of course is that here what you are passing to this property, you won't see any difference, because even if you get no error or something, or a warning, the relief, I don't know if works, and if so, how exactly how can I say, make some changes to the radio button, because this is just for toggle button and for buttons, but not for, at least it's for a button and not for a radio button. So I'm not sure if this if you can apply it, how and where should exactly work. But anyway, we tried, you saw it, it's not working. So like I said before, if you need the property, then try to see if it works. If not, then move on to the next one. Here the GTK bin has no properties. Now let's move to the next one, the container. Container have some properties, of course, like border child and border width. Okay, so basically I think through this, yes, through this property from the container, we were basically accessing the label, and then we are setting here the label. Why it's not working directly with label, I'm not sure. I will have to investigate, because let me drop this part here. I want to test again label, because I want to see why it's not working. GTK radio, no, GTK radio button. No. So let's see. Maybe because I do it wrong. Yeah, I think I know why. I was calling new with mnemonic, and mnemonic has automatically a child. But if you are calling GTK radio button new, which has no child, and then we are trying to set a label, basically no, it's not. Okay, so I don't wanna complicate things more that they are, because I still don't know why it's not working when I thought that it's supposed to work. Okay, I don't have time to test all these properties before I make this video, so basically I'm testing with you now. Border width, we already know about it, so we are going to set it now to, I don't know, let's say 15, and then of course you will see the difference. You see now it's moving here, so this means when you are setting the border width, I will put it back now to 0, that's just to be there, and so on. And then we go next to okay, we have resize mode. We didn't talk about GTK resize mode too much, so we are not going to talk now. We have time for this. Let's move on. GTK widget, and GTK widget also have a lot of properties and style properties here. So let's try again, like margin. So I'm not going to use all these properties. I only want to show you and to make you see now we have this margin. So to make sure that you understand what's the story with the properties. So it's the same like signals. When you need a property, then just follow the object hierarchy of the widget which you have it, and then see which one of those properties which are found here they are applying to your widget, so that you can set them with GTK objects. So basically you see again how many properties we are setting here from different we have from widget, from container 2, from toggle button, we have this and then we have the group which belongs to RadioButton. So basically from a lot of widgets we took their properties and we are putting them together, and we're setting them all of them to this new RadioButton, which as you can see here we were creating just a regular button new. This time we have no mnemonic, we have nothing, we have no from widget, nothing, it's just a button, just a regular radio button. So after we create it, then we could change its properties and so on with GObject set, and that's should be all. Okay, that being said, thank you guys for watching. And if you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.